Hello, everyone. My guest is not here yet, so we'll have to patient a little bit more. She works and everything, so we're just gonna stay here a little bit and wait for her to see her come in. So, who do we have here tonight? I'm gonna go all the way to the top. We have Mark B, Selena, and Urbex44, Laura. I saw Lisa before. Who else did I miss? Ida. I knew I forgot someone. So how is everybody doing tonight? Can you hear me well and everything? The sound okay? Oh, okay. She stepped away for a minute. Okay. Sound is good? Okay, great. So it shouldn't be too long. I messaged her, but she's not like online, so I guess she's not home yet. So, does anybody have questions? Mark. Does anybody have any questions about the channel or stuff? Like my channel or my guest that I'm going to have tonight? Maybe I can give you some answers about my guests, and I can give you some of mine. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Hi, Nicole. So, how's everybody doing with their channels and stuff? Do they have questions? Maybe I can answer your questions for your channels or something. Can do that too. When did they start YouTube? That one I don't really know. I think it's well, I saw a video, if I'm not mistaken, it was from 2014, I want to say. I'm not sure. I'm doing great, Lisa. I'm doing great. I went and filmed a video yesterday, and it's out on Patreon, and it'll be out Monday night at 7 p.m. as a premiere as usual. And this one has it all. It has abandoned, paranormal, and nature. So if you guys saw my shorts of today that I put up, well, that's where I filmed the video that's coming out Monday. Hi, honey. How are you? Oh, Mark has a question here. Is the picture behind you a green screen? No, because see, I can touch it. It's a piece of material. You get it off Amazon. It's really for photographs. It's a backdrop, they call. I got it on Amazon. in there's I typed in backdrop and I went to Halloween section and I picked this one because it's like a cemetery. And it wasn't too expensive either. I think it was like maybe $35 and everything. So does anybody else have a question or something? I want to know, guys, how do you like my live streams with the pendulum? My next full moon will be called, I don't, you got me there. I don't know. I haven't been that far yet. I have a belief that I don't go into next month until next month is here. I I really don't know. I would have to check in my book, my moon book. I think you guys saw it. It was like on in the scenery when I was doing my spell, my ritual. That's my moon book of spells and everything. I took out the pink full moon video short. It's not me that filmed it. Eric did it. I have to give him all the credit. Hi, Bama. How are you doing? I have to give Eric the credit for that. He's the one that filmed the pink moon. So while we wait, if you have a channel and a rent, you can drop in your link right now. You can drop your link to help you guys. Oh, Bama, hold on, Bama. I'll give you a wrench. He's my paranormal brother. You should have a wrench now. Do you have it? I think you should have your wrench, Bama. And if you want to drop your link, there's Mark B. Urbex44, mets le lien de ta chaîne, s'il vous plaît. I just told Urbex44 to drop his link. It's my pleasure. If we can help each other out, it makes me feel better. Yes, Bama, you're my paranormal brother. Now you have to drop your link, Mark. You guys have to go see Mark's video of today. At the end, you swear the necrophonic app says fart. And it's been trotting in my head all day. He took it out at 11, well, my time, 11. And it was making me laugh all day. I was thinking about that. Oh, I started that, Mark. Hi, Dexter. There's Urbex44. He's the one that I collab with my Abandoned Exploring. Urbex44. He's a real life friend. Hi, Moon. So I don't know what's taking what the paranormal. Let me see. I'll try to contact her. Okay, I sent her another message. Hi, Mike Adventures.
Hey. I'm Mark.
Okay. How about we do this, guys? I invite one of you guys on here. Would you like that? And I'll reschedule with Amy. Probably something came up. Oh, I think I spoke too fast. Eric just told me she'd be here in 1 minute. Hi, Frigo Farmer. Hi, Unknown Adventures. So nobody answered my question. Who would like to pop on? Invite Unknown Adventures? Oh, that'd be cool. Would you like to come on the show on Unknown Adventures? I'd be honored if you would accept. And so Bama Explores also. That'd be fun. No? Okay, hold on a second.
Sit down there, Barnes. So got your cardboard pool.
Okay. So I'm still at work until 7 p.m. Well, we can do it later. Yeah, well, we can fix a time, like put it. You want to come up now, Fergo Farmer? I'll put the link in the chat. If I can find it again. Here it is. Oh, I got a message. Okay, be right there. Oh, so I got the message. She's coming. Hi, Deb. Okay, I just got a message from her. She said she'll be right here. So I'll contact you, Virgo Farmer, if you would like. Do you have like Facebook or Messenger or something? Yes, I'm gonna let Amy come up. I'm so excited to have her. She's I consider her one of my mentors. I'm so honored. She's not here yet. She doesn't hear me, so I am so honored to have her on the show. I really admire everything she does. Yes, Amy is awesome. Oh, here she comes. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good. I did not realize it was already almost 6:30. I have been
That's
rushing around like
okay.
crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling the people in the chat. You work and stuff, and you know,
Well,
can't
today I actually
always.
had an eye doctor appointment and they dilated my eyes. So
Oh
I'm not I
my.
mean, I can see a little bit better now, but
Okay, guys. So you all know what I said just before she popped in. This is one of my, well, is my top favorite paranormal channel.
oh, thank you.
It is, and I told them that I considered you as a mentor. I admire everything you do, like your live streams and your videos.
That's
It's
amazing to hear. Thank you very much. That made my
I
day.
I really do. So, guys, meet WhatThe Paranormal,
Hi.
and her link is in blue on the top, but most of you all already know her. So we're gonna start. Can you tell me how you got the name WhatThe Paranormal?
Yes. Uh, well, we struggled for like a week straight arguing back and forth about what the channel was going to be called. Because we wanted to try to include both of our names and everything, and then that just didn't fit. But something we always say when we're out investigating, like if we hear like a really loud noise or we see something, we're like, "What the," you know?
Uh,
And so we started discussing, well, what do we have a slogan or something we say all the time? And we realized what the, but we didn't want to put like what the in a cuss word or anything like that. So we just put a question mark at the end of it and said we'll just leave it to everybody else to figure out what the question mark means. But it backfired on us because everyone was calling us what the question mark paranormal instead of what the paranormal. So eventually over the years they've actually dropped the question mark now, so it's better. But yeah, that's how we came up with the name.
okay, cool. I got a question earlier. I was gonna try and answer a few that maybe I know. And one question came up. It said, "For how long have you been doing YouTube?"
This June will be 4 years.
Okay,
So I think
and
it's June the 16th or something like that.
okay, and for paranormal investigations, how did you get into this field?
Well, my whole a lot of my family, I'm not going to say my whole family because a lot of my family is kind of scared to get into it, but we are Chickasaw Indian, and so it's kind of something I grew up with. A lot of people in my family, believe in the paranormal, and they would do different things. And my grandfather, he believed in, the earth, all that stuff. They taught us how to grow sage and bless the land when you take from the land, and they kind of instilled that in us. But it wasn't until I became a teenager that I really started getting into the other parts of the paranormal, not just like the spiritual part of it, but like actually going out and investigating and all that. So instead of saying how old I am, I'm going to say it's been a bit
Okay,
that I've been doing this.
and you do this with your daughter. You remind me of me and my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're the same age. Your daughter's name is Lainey,
Yes.
and you guys get along well doing your videos and stuff. Like I could see, there's a good complicity there.
Yeah, me and Lainey, we have a really tight bond. Me and my oldest daughter do as well, but my oldest daughter is more sensitive on the, I'm gonna say, the tragedy side of it. So we don't take her out on investigations as much because He gets attachments and stuff very easily. But Lainey, she's had gifts since she was a baby. And so I think us doing this together has definitely built that bond. We
Okay.
fight a lot. We fight like cats and dogs, but Lainey has she has such a personality that I can't even get onto her without laughing. Like, and of course I don't get onto her now because she's an adult, but I can't even like say anything to her, like being serious, because she gives me a certain look and I just die laughing. And she's been really good at that since she was younger. So we definitely get along, but you see a few tiffs here and there, and we don't ever hide that in the videos or anything because that's just who we are.
Okay. And do you have like a regular schedule for your channel? Like on Mondays, it's this and
We
stuff like that?
We do, but over the last several months, we've kind of veered from that a little bit because of a lot of different things that has been happening. But normally we go live on Saturdays and on Thursdays. But we've been trying to make room for other people, if that makes sense. We don't want to take up all the live time and stuff. So we've been trying to move it back a little bit or just switch it around some. And we're fixing to start working on a permanent schedule that works for our whole family, because my husband is the one that takes us to investigations and stuff like that. So we have to work around his schedule as well. So we're fixing to start focusing more on videos and a little less on the live streams. They're still going to be there and we still enjoy them, but we're going to try to focus more on videos.
Okay. And you're planning a special event. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. This is our 4th year. We do a YouTube fan reunion every year, and we do different states every year. Last year, we ended up having to do it all online due to the COVID. But this year, we're going to have it in San Antonio, Texas, which is my state. So I'm happy about that. And it's going to be a 1-week event where all different types of YouTubers come in, not just paranormal. We have so many different channels coming, and you get to collab. You get to just pick each other's brains, discuss different, ways to do videos and stuff. It's a lot of fun. And when we first started it 4 years ago, me and my sister April, we had 14 people. And now we're looking at almost 150 to 200 people coming this year. So every year it's gotten bigger and bigger.
Okay. And April, is she your real sister? Or
no, she is not my real sister, but 4 years ago, well, almost 4 years ago, we met on a live stream and we have been inseparable ever since. And we have so much in common, and there's very few days that we don't go without talking, on the phone or video chat or something.
okay.
We both kind of helped each other through some pretty tough times. And so it's just been a bond that we've made.
That's so special.
And so, yeah, I definitely consider her like my real sister.
Yeah. Well, I was convinced the first time I saw your channel and start going through it. I said, "Oh, so that's her sister. Oh, and that's her mom. And Georgie was your son." I was convinced of everything. The love in the chat is so amazing.
Yeah, it does kind of confuse people because George will call me his mom.
Yes.
And then he'll say, "Mom, my mom put up a video today," and everybody's like, "What did he just say?" And so, no, I'm not George's real mom either, but he adopted me as his mom, and I proudly call him my son. So yeah, we built definitely a big family on here, and it's kind of weird because somebody's uncle will be my brother, who's their, it's weird. People from the outside looking in are probably thinking, what the heck is going on there? But yeah, you definitely build relationships with people, and sometimes it forms into a family, and that's what I love about this place.
Okay, so guys, remember, if you have any questions, put them in all caps so we can see
Yeah, because I
bigger.
can't see very good today anyway. So it's better without my glasses.
Okay. And do you have like a bucket list coming for this summer?
Oh, I
Like
have a
any
lot.
special
I have a
plans?
book of bucket list stuff. But this year we're definitely going to focus on trying to branch out further out of Texas. I know I definitely want to get up to North Carolina and meet up with my Twinkie and do stuff up there and meet some of those channels up there. But there's a lot of places on East Texas that we haven't been to, and a lot in Southern Texas that we haven't been to yet. So I have a hospital that we want to do, and I would love to get into a prison. Uh, they're just very few and far between around us. So we're definitely looking to find. No, I haven't, Frugal.
He's so funny.
But yeah, we have quite a big bucket list. I'm hoping that everything's kind of calming down some to where we can actually get out and get some of those done.
Okay. And did you ever went and do an investigation somewhere that you regret going?
Yes. We have one video on our channel called The Mountain House. And that is probably my least favorite, because we didn't research this place very well. We were actually going to another place, and that place had been torn down. And so I said, I'm not leaving here without a video. So we need to find something. And my husband had been told about this house by some people at his job. So we were just kind of researching on the way there. Didn't really get a whole lot of information about it, but it ended up being a really bad satanic house. People did a lot of satanic worship there. There was all kinds of symbols and stuff all over the house, but the house itself wasn't even as bad. The cellar, Lainey has gifts, and she told me she was not going down into the cellar. My cross is not always sideways, Bama. She told me not to go into the cellar, and I went anyway. And I felt down there like I was completely getting attacked. As I felt like there was something on my head pushing me down, something was grabbing my leg. And I ended up getting scratched down there. And that was the very first time I had gotten scratched or, touched physically like that. But for weeks after that, we had a lot of issues. And so definitely not a place I will ever return to.
Just on top, I missed a question right here. There you go.
Do I have any advice for first-time investigations?
Oh,
Go with a
yes.
group. Go with a group. And there is no such thing as a professional paranormal investigator, or there are no experts in the field, because there's so much more that we still have to learn. But there are people that are more seasoned, I guess is a good word for it. But try to go with someone who's done it many times before, and pick people's brains. Don't go in thinking I'm just going to go in and take pictures and everything, because if you're not seasoned, you may end up picking up something that you don't want to, and then it's going to be tough on you.
Okay, so it's like the urban exploring. We have some not written rules, but certain rules to follow, like not go alone and stuff.
Exactly.
So it's similar to that?
Yes.
Okay.
And and it's not even really a lot of the spirits that you have to be worried about. It's the actual living people and stuff. You don't ever want to be caught out there alone.
Okay. Did you ever bring anything home with you?
Yes, we have. A couple of times. The first was from the mountain house. And we ended up having to do black salt rituals, house cleansing, we did a lot to get that out of our home. And then we had spirit, we think, follow us home from the Hill House. And that one wasn't very hard to get rid of. That one just wanted to cross over. So, but he did stir up a little stuff before he let us know that he just wanted to cross over. So,
oh, well, that's good. But do you have, like, I know you were telling me that your house where you were at is haunted.
yes, yes.
And
the whole entire building is.
Yeah, the whole building and your mother's office. You do a lot of investigations there. It's really interesting to see. How did you guys realize that this place is haunted? Like, or
well, this place opened up, I'm gonna say around 96. They turned it into an apartment building, and at that time, my parents rented a 1-bedroom here. And they were having some things going on that were unexplainable at that time. And at that time, I was into the paranormal, but I wasn't like full force, an investigator. But then whenever they mentioned that the place was going to be renting out again, we all just kind of wanted to get in here as quick as we could. And my mom and them actually got their deal approved first. And so we started seeing lots of stuff happening at their house. And then I was just like on edge. I was like, I want in there. Like, get in there. I want to be in that building. And so once we were able to, at first it was kind of little bitty stuff here and there. And then it was just, because we were investigating, I believe we opened it up a little more. Plus with my mom's energy, Lainey's energy, I think we just kind of let everything, it was sitting dormant for a little bit, but I think everything's like full force now. But yeah, from the very beginning, I never had a doubt that there was a lot of activity here. You could just feel it. You can feel it in that, because this place is still, even though they turned it into apartments, the whole outside and everything in the hallways, the stairways, everything is still the original building. So, yeah, it took us a minute to kind of get it going, but it definitely is going now.
Here's a question. If you're alone and you have no choice to go alone.
We do have a lot of investigator friends that do have to go alone. But I always make that my first thing to say whenever I do get asked that question, is try not to go alone. But if you do have to go alone, try to go during the daytime first. So you can do a walk around in the daylight to see if there's maybe homeless people staying there, if there's anyone home, just camping out in there. Or you can always kind of tell from the activity that you see, or the stuff in the building. Like, we've went into buildings and seen crack pipes and needles and backpacks and stuff like that, and we left because we knew that was probably a place where they sold drugs or something of the sort, and we didn't want to get caught in that. But always go and check it out during the daytime leading up into night. That way you can at least see if there's other people around, or if there's like big holes in the floor that you may not see. You always want to kind of check daytime and lead into nighttime. But always let people know where you're going to be, how long you're going to be there. And just have those people able to call for help if you're not back by a certain time or you don't call by a certain time. I mean, that's just the best way you can do it if you have to go alone.
Do you believe that spirits only come out at night, or they're also active during the day?
Yeah, I don't believe spirits sleep at all. We get just as much activity during the day as we do at nighttime. So I believe you can investigate during the day and get just as much.
Okay. And do you believe that if a person had a tragic death at one place, let's say at this beach they drowned, do you think they'll be there, or they'd be somewhere they would like to be?
I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and we've always had mixed feelings on it. I believe a spirit's going to be wherever a spirit wants to be. So if they do die tragically, I don't feel like they're trapped to that one spot. I don't feel like that would be, I feel like that would be more of a punishment to them than to whoever, say, killed them or whatever. So I believe that spirits can go where they want, when they want. But again, that's hard to say because we go to places where somebody died tragically, and a lot of times they're there. So, but I use my experience with Heather Rich, who was the young girl that was killed out at the bridge by where we live. And we get her there, but we also get her answering stuff here at our house. So whether she follows back and forth or what, I don't know. But I just feel like it would be such a punishment to a spirit to have to live or stay where they were killed, if that makes any sense at all to everybody. But yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Oops, wrong question, you guys. Oops. It's right here, Nicole. Sorry.
We love paranormal. And we're always trying to level up, I guess you could say. We are researchers. We are paranormal enthusiasts. We love anything that has to do with the paranormal. But again, we have full-time jobs. My husband owns a trucking company, so it's hard for him to, just take time off of work. So we figured if we couldn't go out and investigate a lot, why not have the investigation where we're at all the time? And so living in a haunted house definitely has its perks, but it also has its disadvantages. But the perks outweigh the disadvantages all the way here for us. It's like having your own little place where you can investigate without having to worry about anything else.
Yeah. And it's like an urban explorer. He'll love to own an abandoned house and do so many videos there.
Exactly.
Rooted said, my question. He has a question. That's what I saw right here. So maybe a little up. Let's see. Where did you put that question? Or can you retype it?
I apologize to anyone in chat if you're saying a lot because I still can't see very well. So I apologize.
Oh, there's Paranormal Patrick. I just saw him. Hi.
Hi, Patrick and Melissa.
Retype it, Rooted, if you can, please. Still here listening. Okay. So what's your favorite equipment to use?
I love the grid light. I think that's one of my favorites. But I also love the SV7 and the Necrophonics. So it's kind of a toss up between both of those, the spirit box or the grid light. I don't know what it is about the grid light. I just love having it there and having it going. And I've actually seen a lot of stuff that I probably normally wouldn't see if it was just a blank wall. I just think it helps not only with the energy, but it also helps me see a little bit better as well. So.
Okay. And I know Lainey uses her phone and you call it Word Dill?
Mm-hmm. It's the ghost hunting tool. It's a word app that has a word bank, and it's supposed to shoot out the words as a spirit saying them. And I do not care. I know a lot of people don't use apps, But I always say a spirit's going to come. It's going to talk to you through a toaster if it wants to. So word apps, the ghost hunt or ghost tools on apps, I believe they work only because I've gotten a lot of validation from them. So,
I tried it in my next video. I made my daughter install it, and the results are just as good as Necrophonics and my dowsing rods.
Right.
Everything corresponds, and it even picked up a word even before Necrophonic did.
Right.
So
it's an absolutely amazing tool.
Yeah. Here's Rooted's question.
We have a lot of stuff near us, Zach. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something that you would really enjoy, but I will message you definitely because I would love to meet up as well. We live so close to each other, and we have not met yet in person. So we're meeting people that are out of state constantly and everything else, and we're like an hour from each other, and we have not met yet. So I will definitely find something, Zach.
Here, Mark B. What's the app?
It's called the Ghost Hunting Tool. And when you look it up, it is the blue background with the black handprint. And of course, the handprint is what drew me to it because that's our logo.
Yes.
But that's not why I kept it. I kept it because I was getting family members' first and last names, how they passed away. It was answering my questions, and we get we'll have three or four of them running on one live stream, and we'll be getting the same words that, everything kind of going together. I don't know what word I was looking for there, but yeah, but I absolutely love it. We've been using it for almost 4 years. And I know there was probably people before us using it, but we really sent it out to a lot of people. And now just about everybody uses it. So
here, this is my husband. Imagine what it took him to write this. He's French. He uses Google Translate.
Well, we are going back to the Denver cemetery, and that place always scares me. So I'm sure it's gonna be a good one. But the one video that I do have coming up, and I'm not discussing it yet because we're going to have a group discussion about the events that took place at Brown Springs. This place is paranormal, cryptid, crazy, just unbelievable stuff happening that night. And we also had a little bit of some scares for even the guys that were there. So I'm hoping that all of that comes through in the videos because that was definitely a night. Yeah, Denver Cemetery is amazing. That place is amazing.
Okay. And I'm always on your lives. And I just love it when we open that app you were talking about earlier. And then we type in the chat what we get.
Yeah.
Can you explain how this idea came about to do a live like this and how it works exactly?
We would do panels like normal. And I would be investigating at my house, or April would be investigating hers, or Troy, and we'd all be on there together. Well, then we just decided to go ahead and turn our tool on as well to see if our words kind of matched up with everyone else's. Well, as soon as we started showing the app, people in the chat were saying, "Oh, what is that app?" And then they would go and download it. And then so now just every investigation that we do all together, it's kind of like a group effort. And it's kind of like an experiment, but it's something we just kept doing because we wanted to see how the words would if they would all match up. And a lot of times they do. They all kind of tell a story one after another if you go back and look at the chats. But it also picks up a lot of stuff in your own homes as well. So, you know, we'll kind of say, oh, I got this, but I think that is about my house, or, you know, and now it's just a fun thing that we do. We just go on each other's live streams when they're doing investigations and just put the words in. I think Bama was one of the first ones to download it, and he was starting to put it in chat, and then everybody else kind of followed suit.
Yeah, I love doing that. And does, like, at my house, does it have to be haunted or not? It doesn't matter.
I believe that, and that's why we always say a prayer before and after our streams. And we'll even say, do not attach to anyone that's been on our stream or anything, because I believe it can go either way.
Okay.
If you're watching a stream that has paranormal activity, or they're doing some kind of any kind of investigation, I always say a prayer myself. Plus, I'll say you're not allowed to attach to me. That's just a fear of mine that something that we're doing is going to affect somebody else in their home.
Okay.
So whether your home's haunted or not, I believe that stuff can kind of veer off from a live stream. Yeah.
Oh.
So we always try to be very careful with that.
Okay.
I have used that. I haven't used it enough to talk about it, though, or to like say if I like it or don't like it. Just because I haven't had a chance to just sit down and try it completely. I've tried it here and there, and so far what I've seen of it, I like. But I haven't got a chance to mess with it enough to say whether I do or don't like it.
I have a question here.
Seance. Well, a seance generally is using a conduit of some kind, like a psychic, a medium, and you're actually calling to the spirits to come right there and either speak through them or someone that's in the room. In a sense, it kind of is what we're doing, because we are saying, hey, if you're here, you can come and speak to us.
Yeah.
I think a seance is more of a controlled environment for investigation spirits. So what we're doing is kind of like just inviting them in and letting them, you know, I think they are similar in ways, but they're also completely different in ways. You're both calling them in, but a seance is more controlled, and you're doing it with a purpose, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's hard for me to put out what I know what I'm saying in here, but sometimes it's hard for me to get it out.
Would you call a seance the Estes method would be a seance?
I don't think so.
No.
The Estes method, and again, it could be, but the Estes method is you putting yourself into, basically you're putting yourself into almost like a trance. You're covering your eyes, you're covering your ears, and then you're just letting the static, or I use the necrophonics during my Estes now. It's so much better. And it doesn't cause me to have such a bad headache with it. But you're basically putting yourself into the spirit box, is what I say, because that's what it feels like to me. So this one, you're cutting off your other senses just so you can focus on the one, the hearing and stuff. Whereas a seance, you're everything. You've got everything going. Your sight, your smell, your touch, hearing, everything. So I think they're different, just in that aspect, that in the other one you're cutting off all your senses, where this one you're using all of them.
Okay. So here's a question.
Yes, Zach, you could come to that crazy cemetery with us if you wanted to.
I just laugh seeing him there. I think he'd be scared.
I'm going to cut my camera off for just a sec because my husband's coming through. So he doesn't want to be on camera.
Yeah. Here, I think I found another question. The chat jumped. Here, this one. Do you need to explain to spirits how to use the device you bring, like the
That
app?
is a very good question, and we always do. A lot of times spirits passed well before even cell phones and stuff came out. So, yes, they can see what's going on around them, but half the time, no, they don't even know or understand what that box is up to your ear. And we've had several spirits. We've caught EVPs of spirits asking what that was, or what is this, or So yeah, we always explain to the spirits how that the app works. We'll tell them you can just come up here and speak into this, and it'll help us understand you a little better. Or if you walk through the lights, the green lights, it'll help us see your shadow better, or we can see you better. So yeah, we really do need to explain to them how to use this stuff instead of just throwing it out there to them and saying, like, it'd be like throwing a bone and telling a dog to go get it. If they're not trained, they're not going to know what they're supposed to go do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not calling spirits dogs, though, y'all. Don't take that the wrong way.
No. It's like me when I use the K2 monitor, and I'm at let's say a headstone and it's written 18 something. Well, then I'll call my K2 a torch or a candle, because they didn't have electricity back then. So that's mostly why I call it like that. Because I've got some comments asking what it was, and
that's actually a really great idea. Honestly, just to give it a name of something from their time frame. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. And do you like smudge before you go to a place that's really haunted, that it's haunted at 100%? You just do a prayer and go in?
We say a prayer, and we carry all of our protection with us. We both have blessed necklaces. We have holy water. We have blessed crystals and stones. We have what else? We have all kinds of stuff, and we're fixing to have our tattoos that are going to have our Chickasaw Indian blessings and protection, tribal art. So we go in fully protected. We always say our prayers. But a lot of times when you go into these places, especially if it's a place you have to pay for or something like that, they will tell you if you are caught smudging or cleansing or anything like that, you will be asked to leave and you'll be banned from the property, because that's, unfortunately, spirits are how some people make their money. And so they don't want anyone cleansing the house to get rid of the spirits that they're able to rent out. But if we're going into a private home or something like that, and we know for sure that they're going to want the spirits out, then yes, we will go in doing a lot of that right off the bat.
Okay. Here's another question.
If a spirit responds to you, does that mean they have not gone to the other side? I don't believe so. That's a good question too, but I do not believe so. I have had my uncle and my cousin come through. They come through a lot. And I've asked them what heaven looks like, and they say it's beautiful. I've had a lot of spirits actually say that heaven is beautiful. It's peaceful. It's, so I don't believe that they have to stop communicating with us after they moved on or passed over. I don't. At least that's what I want to believe. I want to believe that my uncle and my cousin are up in heaven and, and not stuck here on this, in that in-between world, So yeah, I believe that they can still communicate with us after they've crossed over.
Yeah. Let me see if there's any other questions. Was there ever a place where you really regret going, that it was really way over what you expected?
Besides the Mount House, we have this thing where we do not go to an investigation if we're in a bad mood or we've had a really crappy day, or just where our senses are going to be down, and we're going to be very sensitive. We did go to Hill House on one of those days when we just weren't ourselves, and that was the very first time that I had something trying to attach itself to me. Never been through any of that. I didn't even post that video of that specific time. But for one, I was embarrassed because I let my guard down and kind of let that happen. And two, that was just so scary to even edit, because it really did scare me. And so, yeah, there are some times that we go into investigations and we're not going in the right frame of mind, and I regret going because we end up running into stuff that we really don't want to. So yeah, there's plenty of times that I've regretted going out and investigating.
Okay. Hi, Amber and Doris. They just popped in.
Hi, everyone.
Did you ever get scratched, or poor little Lainey? Did she ever get scratched?
I've gotten scratched on my leg and across my stomach. Lainey at the Goatman's Bridge got a very large, deep scratch during a live stream, all down her back, and it was the three marks. It was all the way down her back. There was people standing all around us, so no one, she didn't do it to herself. No one else come up and did it to her. It was so bad that she pulled her shirt up in the back and was saying, "Look at it, it's burning," and she has gotten scratched down her leg. It was just one scratch, but it was very deep.
And it really burns.
Yes. And so that actually happened on the live stream too. We were actually talking about the male spirit that had followed us here when that one happened. And I don't believe he meant to hurt her. It didn't have the 3 marks. It was just one. I think he was just trying to get her attention, because a lot of noises were going on around us and we weren't paying attention to them. We were paying attention to the live stream. And so I think that was just his way of saying, "Hey, listen to me," and later on that night, we ended up helping him cross over. So I think that was just his way of, he wasn't really negative. He just wanted us to listen and to see him. And we weren't at that time.
Okay. Here we have, why do scratches burn?
Well, there could be multiple reasons. One, something negative has just scratched you, and if you get a scratch anyway, it's going to burn, it's going to burn some. But a lot of times when you get these kind of scratches, they're fast, quick, and they come from nowhere. They just show up. So we're not really sure if they're actually scratches or if they are burns, because I do agree they do burn. Mine did for sure. So they do look like scratches, but could they be burns? I don't know.
Do you put an ointment or something on it?
I put holy water.
Heal? Holy water?
I put holy water on mine. If it does look like it's going to get infected or something like that, yeah, I'll put something on it. But a lot of times I'll put holy water on it, and within a day or so, it's completely gone.
Okay.
So I'm not. Nicole Perrin, I think she's asked that a couple of times. Are you psychic? No, I am not psychic. My daughter, Lainey, she can see, feel, and hear spirits. She has a lot of gifts. I'm an empath. Um, but my senses veer more on the living instead of the dead. I can meet someone and decide kind of right then whether or not I'm going to be friends with them or not. I can sense their energy. I'm also a dreamer. Lainey and my mom are dreamers. My mom dreams of the future. I dream of the past. Lainey dreams of the past and present.
Wow.
So a lot of my family has gifts. I believe Lainey has a little bit of the psychic ability, but not as far as like looking into the future or any of that, but as seeing the past.
Okay.
No, I am
But
not a
she's
psychic.
still young.
Yes, yeah,
Like
she still
you
has a
said.
long way to go, but she's got some great teachers.
Yeah, and that's important. Let's see here. Doris says same as me, Amy.
Yep.
Let's see. For sure I skipped. I'm just starting here. As you saw, it's hashtag 17. So by 20, I should be okay. Uh, um, do you have any special announcements coming up or something
Um,
about your channel?
let's see. Well, I know Monday night we're going to be on Trinity Paracryptic, and we're going to be discussing last weekend's events at um, Brown Springs, and that's going to be very interesting. You probably don't want to miss that one because it's going to be very interesting to hear everyone's perspectives from that night. We all know what happened. We all know what our personal experiences were. But when you put them all together, it's just so crazy how they kind of coincide. So we've got that. And then we are working nonstop right now for the reunion trip. So my main focus right now has been on the trip, getting everything ready for it and stuff. So we only have a little over a month to go before the trip. So I've got a lot of work to do before then. Hi, Laura.
Because the dates of this event are
June 7th through the 11th.
okay. And you already know where it's going to be next year? And how do you figure that out?
We do know, but we will not announce that till we have a banquet night, the last night of the event. And that's where everyone that's there comes together in one room. We give out awards from the previous year. So like these awards that we give out this year will be for 2020. And it's all different kinds of categories. And at the end of that night, we will announce where the next one is. So how we get our states that we go to is the very first reunion, we started out in Central United States. Then we went to East Coast. Then we went to West Coast. So now we're back on Central. So next year, I will give that hint. Next year, it will be on the East Coast. So we will announce the state that it's going to be in that night. So we kind of build up the suspense of where it's going to be the next year just until that night. So it's very exciting. And usually when people see what state we're going to be in, they're excited. We kind of just go through and
Vermont.
we try to move it apart from where it was the last year, give different people an opportunity for it to be closer to them. So they're not always having to drive or fly to the destination. So we try to be as fair as possible.
Okay. Here's a question from Mark.
What is the creepiest thing you've ever seen? I'm definitely going to say the thing that we saw at the Denver cemetery. I had never seen anything like that in my entire life. And I hope my camera picks it up one of these days, but I don't ever have to see it again in person. But we saw what looked like a man wearing a full-on white bodysuit, walking like a contortionist. We don't know if we saw a rake or what we saw, but we just know we saw it. Our camera did not get it because where the light ended, it was right on the other side of that shadow, that dark area. We could see it with our own eyes, but that was it.
Hi, Sandra.
Oh,
Hi.
that's
Hi, everybody.
Sweetie.
But yeah, that was the scariest thing we've ever seen. And if you watch that video, you'll understand. You could hear the fear in our voices that night.
Which not?
The
Hi, Rixie.
cemetery.
Are you talking about that thing that was crawling?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah. No.
Lainey don't want to say it again either.
Honey just wrote this.
This year it's in San Antonio, Texas, honey.
Oh, that's not far.
Nope. And this is the first year that it's been closer than 16-hour drive for me. So I'm very excited. It's still a 7-hour drive for me, but I'm excited nonetheless.
Okay.
How about
Let's just see if there's other questions. Okay. When you started YouTube, did you know how it worked and how to upload, download a video and stuff? Or you learned everything yourself?
I had no clue how any of it worked. I did not even know what YouTube was. When we started YouTube, I was in a very fragile state of mind. I'll just say that. And when Lainey brought this to me about us going out and doing arts, because we were already exploring, we were already doing investigations, but she said, why don't we film them and put them on YouTube like all these other people? I started watching Omar and all them, and I was like, we could do that. Then it took us forever to figure out how to even put a name on the channel, how to put our picture on the channel. And now 4 years later, I'm trying to like help as many people as I can because I know how hard it was when we started. Luckily, I found a few good friends right off the bat that were like, hey, this is how you do it, or go watch a video on YouTube. It'll explain it. And so we literally learned how to do a lot of stuff just by watching videos on YouTube of how to get it started. And now you're never going to be a pro at this, definitely. But now going back, looking at where we started and where we are now, it's totally different. I wish I could go back and do all those videos again. Our first video was sideways. It had the two black lines on either side of it because we didn't know if you filmed horizontal that you wouldn't have those black lines. And so, yeah, it's weird.
It's a big learning process.
Mm-hmm. Mark, that one was about a couple of months ago, I believe. And it's called Attacked. I was attacked in a ghost town cemetery, something like that. It was a little bit bad. I mean, oh, thank you, Laura. Love you.
Okay. Well, I guess it'll be it for now. And I really want to thank you very much for accepting my invitation.
Oh, anything for you, Sandra. You have been a great friend on here, and you always support. I love seeing your 20 comments a day where you have just binge watched our videos. That always makes me smile so much. And you guys definitely need to support Sandra because she's doing an awesome job on her channel as well. And we love all the support she gives to everyone. I see her everywhere, supporting everybody. So make sure y'all are buttering her buns if you haven't, and that you hit the like on all her videos because she is an awesome person.
Thank you. Well, okay, guys. Thank you very much for coming. And I want you all to have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you all in your next videos. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.